Okay, it just began, and I'm trying to work this out. I'm doing the homework from Friday, and I just put up the first two, thinking that I was videoing, which I was not. So I did cotangent theta over cosecant theta is equal to cosine over sine is cotangent, cosecant is 1 over sine. When you divide by a fraction, you multiply by the reciprocal, and ended up with cosine theta. Number 4, sine theta over tangent theta. Sine theta is sine theta over 1. Tangent theta is sine theta over cosine theta. When you divide by a fraction, you multiply by the reciprocal, and you get sine theta times cosine theta over sine theta is equal to cosine theta. Number 6, wait 1 second. My iPad, hold on. Never mind, I found the sheet. There will not be another pause again. Sorry about that. Number 6, sine theta is equivalent to one of the following, and we have to figure out which one it is. And we're given different choices. So, let's see. Choice 1 says tangent theta over secant theta, and that's equal to sine theta over cosine theta over 1 over cosine theta. We divide by a fraction, you multiply by the reciprocal, sine theta over cosine theta times cosine theta over 1. The cosine thetas cancel, and we're left with sine theta. So for number 6, choice 1 was the correct answer because it gave us sine theta. Number 8, the square root of 2 cosine squared theta over sine squared theta. So that's equal to the square root, well, cosine squared theta over sine squared theta is cotangent squared theta. So it's the square root of 2 times cotangent squared theta. So the square root of cotangent squared is cotangent, so it's cotangent theta times the square root of 2, or square root of 2 cotangent theta. And that was choice 4. Number 10. Cotangent theta times secant theta is equivalent to which? Cotangent is cosine over sine. Secant is 1 over cosine. The cosines cancel. We're left with 1 over sine theta, but for number 10, that's not a choice. 1 over sine theta is cosecant theta, which is choice 4. I did not tell my house that I was videoing, so if you hear noise in the background. So that was number 10. I'm using this document camera, which is working out nicely. It might go in and out a little bit, sorry. I am now going to go to the next page, number 12. Cosecant y plus 1 is equivalent to which of the following? Okay, so cosecant is 1 over sine. 1 over sine y plus 1 over 1. You can't add or subtract fractions unless you have a common denominator. So the common denominator is going to be sine y. So multiply by sine y over sine y. So I end up with 1 over sine y plus sine y over sine y, which is 1 plus sine y over sine y, which is an answer. The answer is sine y plus 1 over sine y, which is equivalent. This is choice number 2. Number 14, sine theta times cosecant theta minus sine theta is equivalent to which of the following? So I'm going to distribute it first. Sine theta cosecant theta minus sine squared theta. Sine theta times 1 over sine theta minus sine squared theta. The sine thetas cancel. I'm left with 1 minus sine squared theta. 1 minus sine squared theta is not a choice. But what is a choice is cosine squared theta. And that's the answer. Cosine squared theta is choice 4. Why is that true? Because sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta equals 1. So cosine squared theta is equal to 1 minus sine squared theta if you subtract sine squared theta from both sides. Number 16. Cotangent squared theta is equivalent to what? Well, cotangent squared theta is cosine squared theta over sine squared theta. Cosine squared theta, sine squared theta is 1 minus cosine squared theta. So cosine squared theta is equal to, sine squared theta is equal to 1 minus cosine squared theta. So that's choice 4. I looked at my answer choices and saw which one would get me where I wanted to go. Again, that was choice 4. Number 18, cosine of A plus sine squared A over cosine A. I'm going to put the cosine A over 1. You can't add or subtract fractions unless you have a common denominator. So the lowest common denominator is going to be cosine A. So I'm going to multiply by cosine A over cosine A. So I get cosine squared A over cosine A plus sine squared A over cosine A, which is cosine squared A plus sine squared A over cosine A. Cosine squared A plus sine squared A from up here is equal to 1. So we have 1 over cosine A. 1 over cosine A is equal to secant A, which is choice number 2. So that was my first pre-calculus video. I did numbers 2 through 18. I hope they came out since I didn't check it to see how the video is working beforehand, and then I'll just put up the other one for the rest of it after. Thank you. I really hope this worked. Hope you're all well.